As Bachmann continues to release brand new engines and rolling stock every year, I continue to have a growing wish list of engines and items that I would love to have them release. And after seeing their newest ones, Rebecca and Stanley, I just know that Bachmann is going to crush all of their future releases. But today, I've got 5 engines and pieces of rolling stock that I would love to see Bachmann release. Now these 5 items are going to be from the model era of Thomas & Friends. I'll be doing a separate video on more items that I wish for Bachmann to release from the CGI era. First up on this list is going to be a piece of rolling stock, and number 5 is going to be Old Slow Coach. First premiering in Season 5, Old Slow Coach has always been a memorable character for me. I had the Old Slow Coach Thomas Wooden Railway item as a kid, I still have it in my collection to this day, and I would love for Bachmann to make this. Just to give you an idea of how this would look, here is a picture of Old Slow Coach released by Hornby many years ago. Bachmann could also release a brand new set including Old Slow Coach, Thomas, and Percy, basing it off the Season 5 episode. And who would say no to another brand new coach for the HO scale line? A no-brainer on this list for me. Moving on to number 4 on this list, and sticking with rolling stock, we need Hector the Horrid to be released by Bachmann. I had Hector's Thomas Wooden Railway version, and so it would be great to have him in the Bachmann line as well. Hector is such an iconic piece of rolling stock from the model era of Thomas & Friends because we've never had a troublesome truck that has looked like this. And I for sure know that there are lots of fans out there that enjoy Hector's debut episode. You can never have enough rolling stock on your model railway, and so because of that, Hector is a no-brainer at the number 4 spot on this list for me. Moving on to engines, and number 3 on this list is going to be Dennis the Lazy Diesel. To start off, I think Dennis's basis is very satisfying. Apparently Dennis is based off a prototype diesel built in England. I also love his wooden railway model, and I'm currently trying to get him in good condition on eBay. And I also just think Dennis would be a great addition to the diesel fleet. Even though Dennis is a nothing character, it doesn't mean I don't think he would be a great addition to the Bachmann Thomas & Friends HO scale line. Just like Den and Dart for me, I just feel like Dennis would be so satisfying to watch in action. Although I do think Den and Dart are better characters than Dennis is. This video sent me down a rabbit hole, and so I finally rewatched Dennis's debut episode and just listened to his voice.
Help! Help! I don't know how to get to the schoolhouse.
What in the fuck? Oh, Michael Brandon, you give me a good laugh at least.
A what?
Moving on to Neville, another hit era newbie. Neville is just another one of those engines for me that I would love to see in the Bachmann line. He would be so satisfying to watch go around. I also just love his real life basis. Neville is based off a Southern Railway Q1 class. Just to give you an idea of how amazing Neville would look, take a look at Neville's bases created by Hornby. You cannot tell me that Neville would not sell out within a few days.
Percy told me, Edward told Percy, James told Edward, and you told James. But I only said to James that I'd seen Neville with Harry and Bert.
I may come across as negative sometimes in my videos, but this scene right here gave me a laugh. This episode is not as bad as I remember, but still, Neville really needed to speak more. Anyways, getting an engine looking like this in the HO scale Bachmann Thomas & Friends line is a no-brainer for me, and well deserving of the number 2 spot on this list. Now number 1 may come as a surprise to you all, but number 1 on this list is going to be the City of Truro. Being based off a real-life engine, being seen in the Railway series and the TV series, the City of Truro is truly an iconic character. And I don't know about you, but as a kid, I was so intrigued by the City of Truro.
That, said Duck proudly, is a celebrity. A what?
An engine on Sodor without a face was so interesting to me. All I wanted to know was who this engine was.
He's famouser than you. He went 100 miles an hour before you were even thought of. Huh.
Releasing this character would add even more lore to the Bachmann Thomas & Friends line. People would then go back and find the hidden Easter eggs in Gordon and the Famous Visitor. For example, I didn't know as a kid what this line from Thomas meant.
He went 100 miles an hour before you were even thought of. Huh.
And maybe they would then go and read the Railway series, or go and search up the real-life engine's history. If properly executed, this would be the best item in the entire Bachmann Thomas & Friends line. A no-brainer for the #1 spot on my list. A classic childhood memory for sure. But there you have it, guys. There are 5 items that I think Bachmann should release in their HO scale Thomas & Friends line based off the model era of Thomas & Friends. Let me know if I missed any facts in the comment section down below. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.